story is called The Lame Dad Chronicles, the Hanukkah Hullabaloo.
The Turner family was gathered in the living room for the first night of Hanukkah. The menorah stood proudly on the table, surrounded by candles, dreidels, and a heaping plate of latkes that Mom had spent all afternoon making. Ellie and Jake were seated on the couch, while Mom placed the shamash into the menorah with care. "All right, kids," Dad said, clapping his hands as he walked in wearing a blue and white sweater with a giant glittering menorah on the front. "Are you ready for the most epic first night of Hanukkah ever?" "Oh my God," Ellie looked up. "Oh no, he's doing it again." Jake groaned. "Please don't say you made an itinerary, Dad." Dad grinned, holding up a piece of paper. "The Turner Family Hanukkah Spectacular has officially begun." Mom shook her head, trying not to laugh. "Honey, it's Hanukkah, not summer camp." "Hanukkah deserves some Turner-style pizzazz," Dad said. "Now who's ready for the great dreidel championship of 2024? Phase 1, the dreidel chaos. Dad set up a quote-unquote dreidel arena on the coffee table, complete with a score sheet, snacks, and what he called professional-grade spinning surfaces. "All right, kids," Dad said, handing Ellie and Jake their dreidels. "The rules are simple. Spin to win. But to make it more exciting, we're adding a twist." Ellie raised an eyebrow. "What kind of twist?" "For every gimel you spin," Dad announced, "you must sing a verse from the dreidel song." Jake groaned. "You're making us sing?" "Yes," Dad said. "It adds flair." "And if we don't," Ellie smirked, "then you forfeit your chocolate gelt," Dad replied, holding up a bag of shiny gold coins. Jake sighed, but reluctantly spun his dreidel. "It landed on gimel." "Sing it," Dad cheered, pointing dramatically. Jake rolled his eyes. "I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay." "And?" Dad prompted, waving his arms. "And when it's dry and ready, oh dreidel I shall play," Jake finished, deadpan. Ellie couldn't stop laughing. "This is so lame, Dad." "Or awesome," Dad corrected. Phase 2, latke madness. After the dreidel championship, Ellie won, though Dad claimed it was rigged. Dad declared it was time for the latke taste challenge. "Wait," Mom said, narrowing her eyes. "What did you do to my latkes?" "Nothing," Dad said innocently, "but I may have made a few of my own for comparison." "Oh no," Ellie muttered. Dad revealed a plate of experimental latkes, which were unusual to say the least. "These," Dad said, pointing to a stack, "are the fiesta latkes, spiced with taco seasoning. And over here, we have the breakfast latkes, topped with syrup and bacon bits." "Dad," Jake said, staring in horror, "that's not kosher." "Relax," Dad said, waving a hand. "It's veggie bacon. And for the finale, the dessert latkes. Latkes drizzled with chocolate sauce and marshmallows." Mom pinched the bridge of her nose. "This is not a thing." "It is now," Dad said. "Now, everyone grab a fork and rate each one on flavor, presentation, and chutzpah." Despite their initial skepticism, the kids couldn't stop laughing as they tried the bizarre creations. "The taco one is actually not terrible," Jake admitted. "The chocolate one's kind of amazing," Ellie said, grabbing another bite. "See," Dad said, beaming, "I'm a latke visionary." Mom shook her head, smiling. "You're something, all right." Phase 3, the candlelight stories. Once the table was cleared, it was time to light the menorah. The family gathered around as Mom said the blessings and lit the first candle. For a moment, the room was quiet, the flickering light casting a warm glow. "This part's my favorite," Ellie said softly. Jake nodded. "Yeah, it's nice." Dad, however, couldn't resist adding his own flair. "All right, team," Dad said, clearing his throat. "It's time for my annual Hanukkah story. Gather round and prepare to be amazed." Ellie and Jake groaned in unison. "Do we have to?" Ellie asked. "Yes, you do," Mom said with a smirk. "This is his big moment." Dad sat in his armchair, adopting a dramatic storyteller's pose. Now, you all know the traditional story of Hanukkah. The Maccabees, the miracle of the oil lasting 8 days, and all that jazz. But tonight, I'm telling you the untold story of the 9th night of Hanukkah. "The 9th night?" Jake asked, confused. "That's not a thing," Ellie added. "It is if you use your imagination," Dad said, winking. The Legend of the Ninth Night. Dad launched into a wild and completely made-up tale about a Maccabee warrior who discovered a secret bonus jug of oil leading to a surprise ninth night of light and an impromptu dance party in ancient Jerusalem. And then, Dad said, waving his arms dramatically, Judah the Maccabee shouted, "Let there be latkes for all!" And thus the tradition of experimental latkes was born. Ellie rolled her eyes. Dad, that's not how it happened. Were you there? Dad countered. Jake snorted. Honestly, I kind of want a Judah the Maccabee action figure right now. Magical ending. After the story, the family cleaned up and got ready for bed. The menorah's candles still flickered in the window, and the smell of latkes lingered in the air. As Ellie and Jake headed upstairs, they stopped by the window to peek outside. Look, Ellie whispered, pointing toward the yard. Jake squinted. What is that? Far off in the distance, they saw what looked like a trail of glowing lights moving through the snowy night sky. Reindeer? Ellie asked, her voice full of wonder. Jake shook his head. No way. Maybe it's Judah the Maccabee's bonus jug of oil. They both laughed, but their eyes stayed glued to the magical sight. Kids, Dad said, appearing behind them with a soft smile. Whatever it is, that's the beauty of Hanukkah magic. It's all around us. Even when you're making weird latkes and bad jokes, Ellie teased. Especially then, Dad replied, wrapping an arm around them both. Mom joined them at the window, holding up a warm mug of tea. Happy Hanukkah, my loves. Happy Hanukkah, Ellie and Jake said, their voices filled with joy. And as the lights in the sky faded into the distance, the Turner family stood together, feeling the warmth of the season and the magic of the first night of Hanukkah.